So if you've watched my nursery tour, inside of that video I said I had 3 boxes and a frame. The frame being this one, the box being that one, and the other one being this one here. I said for purposes of the nursery tour being a long enough video as it was, that I'd do these in a separate video, and it's just going to be not particularly in order, but things I've kept and made a memory box out of for my daughter Poppy. So I'm going to start with the frame. This frame is a shadow box frame and it was from the range. I've still not yet finished this. The idea is to pin everything in so that when she's older, instead of it all being stuck in here so that she can't get it out, she can actually pull it all out and have a look at it. So underneath here I have the blanket that Poppy was wrapped in at the hospital. I have her hospital bottle, the first bottle that she drank from. I have her baby tags on it, one from her feet and one from her wrist, I think it was. I have her tag with all of the information of her birth on that was tied to the crib at the hospital. There's a picture of Poppy here on the way home from the hospital, and the outfit that she's wearing in the picture is actually the hat, the trousers and the top that's inside of there, and the socks as well, which say born in 2014. And then down here I have Poppy's first footprints, and we also took a 3D cast of Poppy's foot and of Poppy's hand as well. I could never get handprints with Poppy. She would always clasp her hand up like this, so that's why I opted for a 3D cast set at home. This dummy clip I think is beautiful and it has her name on. I never actually gave Poppy this. I was always terrified that she'd choke on the beads. A friend of my mum's made it for me and I really appreciate it and I still love it. I've just never given it Poppy, but I think it's ideal for a memory box and I do really like it. And on here is Poppy's very first dummy as well from when we were at the hospital. So that's everything in that frame. I do plan to pin it all in place and put it up on the wall, but I just haven't got round to it yet. So next I have this owl chest, and I'm not too sure where this is from, as my brother and his wife got it for me, and they gave it me at my baby shower. And this was originally Poppy's memory box, but it got full. So I've had to move on to one of these boxes for now. Eventually I do want to buy like a really big chest kind of thing, because although these are Poppy's memories, I don't want her to ruin them when she gets older. So I do want to put them away. I don't want to keep them in the nursery. I'll probably keep them in the bottom of my own wardrobe. But yeah, onto this one. This bib, very stained old bib. This bib is over 25 years old, because this bib was my bib. When I was born at the Manor Hospital, and this is what my dad got me when I was born. And Poppy was born at the same hospital as me, so she's never wore this at the hospital or anything like that, but I just think as we both share the same place where we were born, and Poppy's a girl as well and it's pink, I just thought I'd give that Poppy from me for when she's older to look at. Next I have Poppy's very first hat. As soon as she came out, they put the hat on her, and this was the hat that they put on. So here we have Poppy's very first coat. She was actually born in April, so it was quite warm, but yeah, for purposes of having a coat, I love this. I really wish it still fit her. This is absolutely tiny now looking back, but yeah, it's just a Bambi sort of padded coat. Then I also have this little gorgeous silky romper. When Poppy was 5 days old, she had a photo shoot with my uncle, and this was one of the first outfits that we put her in. So next I have a little Marvel outfit. I actually got a lady to make this especially for me. A lot of people say that Marvel is very boyish and only boys can pull off wearing Marvel things, but in this family we are Marvel mad, and whether I had a son or a daughter doesn't make a difference on what they wear. So I think that's just really stupid, may I say. But yeah, it's just a little teeny tiny skirt and a little headband as well, and I'll insert a picture here of Poppy wearing that. I also have this Daddy's little Wolves fan sleepsuit. My other half, Lee, is the biggest Wolverhampton Wanderers fan ever. And when he bought his new Wolves shirt, I went out and got Poppy this so that they could match each other. I don't actually support any football team. Half the time I haven't got a clue. I couldn't tell you the offside rule or anything like that, but I know one thing, and that's if Poppy wants to be into football when she grows older, I'm completely fine with that too. And I just thought, how cute is it that the two of them could match? I'll also insert a picture here of them both wearing their little Wolves things. Okay, so then I have a rattle from when Poppy was born. It just says born in 2014. This was from Next, and Poppy had it as a present and she loved it. It was the first sort of thing that she recognised, and she doesn't play with it anymore, so that's why I've put it in her memory box. I have Poppy's first ever pair of shoes, and they are absolutely tiny. I have a pair of mittens here that are a bit stained, as these mittens are many years old. These were actually my mum's, and my mum handed these down to Poppy when she was born, so they're in the memory box too. Then I'm actually going to lay these out, just bear with me. I actually forgot how big this one is. This one is all over my lap, as well as there's its head. So this one is a huge teddy, and it just says it's a girl. I have another one that says it's a girl, and then I have one that says congratulations Beck and Lee. This is actually a love heart, and then it says Poppy May, born 28th of 4th 2014, £7.9, and I have a little miniature one that says baby girl as well. All of these balloons were what I was given after I had just gave birth. Next I have a Winnie the Pooh soft cloth book. This was the first thing that Poppy actually, how do I explain? The first thing that Poppy actually recognised, started picking up. She used to sort of rub it on her face, and that was her comfort thing to make herself go to sleep. She doesn't actually play with it anymore, so that's why it's in her memory box. But we called this book, and she actually recognised the phrase book as well. Then I have all of the cards that were given to me and Lee when we just had Poppy. We never actually expected to get as many cards as we did. I kept a nappy from when Poppy was newborn. I also kept the stage after that as well. These are the weights to the balloons that I've just showed. This, just bear with me, I will slide it on. So this and this blue one here as well are wrist supports, because in my 3rd trimester of being pregnant with Poppy, I started to get a really bad wrist, and I mean it was excruciating pain. I couldn't write, I couldn't hold a pen, I couldn't lift anything. And this went on until after I'd had Poppy as well, and it really got me down. It still gets me down now because I'm still suffering, but when Poppy was born I couldn't lift her up very well, I couldn't feeder. It was a difficult time. They basically found out after a number of tests, MRI scan, a load of physio, that kind of thing, that I have a condition called de Quervain syndrome, and it actually came from being pregnant. So yeah, at least I have a diagnosis now. But then I have a book here. This was in my hospital bag, and I basically had to write down Poppy's feeds at the hospital, her midwife visit, that kind of thing. And I actually kept this book all the way up until she was 8 months. Then I have Poppy's first dummies. These have been sterilised and put away, and yeah, I just thought it was nice to keep her first dummies. My brother got married 3 days before I gave birth and yeah, we cut it pretty fine, but I kept this because inside here is a copy of my brother's speech that he did at his wedding, and it basically says, well done, Beck, for sneaking in a +1 to the wedding. And I was bridesmaid there as well. So yeah, I won't open that because it has got quite personal things wrote on it. But yeah, that's the reason that I kept that. So then I just have some CDs here with photos on and a little stick with some photos on. I have my, what's it called? My tag from when I was giving birth. I kept that. I kept my pregnancy tests. Yeah. Can I just say, they are in a plastic bag. They do not smell like piss. And yeah, they still show pregnant up to, it's been over a year now. When I took these tests, it was October 2013, I think, when I found out I was pregnant. So yeah, they don't smell. Yeah, it is pretty disgusting, but to me, finding out I was pregnant was one of the most scary and amazing times in my life, and yeah, I just kept them. Then I have a dummy with Poppy's name on, which my sister-in-law got her from holiday. I have a little teeny tiny dummy. This was from my baby shower. I have my 4D scans. I went to Quinton, Birmingham, Peak a Baby, and this was by far one of the best days of my life. So in here you get a DVD with a video on and a CD with the pictures on. I just have one of the spare pictures that they gave me in there still. And then I also have my hospital scans that were tucked up in there as well. So I have my first scan because I have polycystic and don't have periods. A bit too much information for some, but they didn't know how far along I was. I didn't know how far along I was when I fell pregnant, so I had to have a very early scan to try and work out how far along I was. And when I went for this, they worked out I was approximately 10 weeks, but couldn't get a clear enough picture. So asked me to go back in 2 weeks, which I did. And when I went back in 2 weeks, they worked out that I was 12 weeks and 3 days. So only 2 weeks after, they were pretty accurate in trying to date Poppy. So that's my 12-week scan. And then my 20-week scan, when we found out that Poppy was a girl, I kept Poppy's umbilical cord, and I won't show it too much because I don't want to make people cringe. A lot of people just keep the clip, and I guess I could have done that, but because it's been in here, it's been screwed tight since it fell off. It's not gone mouldy, it's not deteriorated, but I won't show it again. But it hasn't gone mouldy, it hasn't deteriorated, and a lot of people think it's quite sick to keep it. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that has kept it, But the reason that I did keep it is because that was mine and Poppy's bond. That was how we were attached together, and although in a strange kind of way, keeping it is a bit bleh, but it's also kind of special. Okay, so finally I come to the big pink box, and this has just got mine and Lee's birthday. Lee is November, I'm December, and I just keep the cards that we send to each other from Poppy. So that's the reason they're in there. Then the same with our Christmas cards, the one that I got to Lee from Poppy and the one that he got to me from her as well. All of these are Christmas cards. The Christmas just gone was Poppy's first Christmas. So yeah, I just kept all of her cards from everybody in there. I kept half of her Christmas cracker that says baby's first Christmas on it. I kept, we'll come to this one in a minute, I kept her Santa hat, her Santa outfit which says Mummy's Christmas Cutie, and they're just the tights to it. I kept Poppy's first Christmas stocking that just says baby's first Christmas. I kept Poppy's Christmas hat. Just a little pair of Christmas socks with a Christmas pudding on there as well. So inside of this one is Poppy's tree spinner, and it just says Merry Christmas Poppy on it. I've put that away in her memory box, although I can actually put that on the tree every year. I kept Poppy's Christmas bib that says My First Christmas. This little guy is from the cracker I've just shown. I have Poppy's My First Christmas socks, some gift tags from presents, Poppy's first little Christmas hat which she sat and ate her Christmas dinner in. Then I have Poppy's first Christmas 2014. I had this made especially for her, so yep, that's that one. And then a little sentiment out of that Christmas cracker as well, which says a baby has a special way of adding joy to every single day, which is true. So that's all of her Christmas bits. I have cards from the bump on Mother's Day. I haven't had a Mother's Day yet with Poppy actually being here. These are Mother's Day cards from when Poppy was in the womb. Same as, no actually, Lee has already had a Father's Day. That's why that card's in there. Again, birthday cards that we've sent to each other and Christmas cards that we sent to each other. These ones were actually before Poppy was born. Even as I'm swimming inside you, I just want to say happy birthday, Mummy. I love you so much, Peanut. Peanut is what we called Poppy before we knew whether she was a boy or a girl, and before we'd settled on any names, she was called Peanut. I also have Poppy's first Halloween t-shirt. This t-shirt was from our first family holiday all together, and it's just Zena, the zebra from Pontins, if anybody has ever been on a Pontins holiday. Then I have my Does My Bum Look Big in This top I wore when I was heavily pregnant, my work maternity blouse and my over the bump maternity trousers. I have all of my pregnancy notes, birth plan, that kind of thing, and a bunch of leaflets and such I had when I was pregnant. In the bottom I have my baby shower things. We played a game with these little fellas. You freeze them, and the first one for their ice cube to melt kind of thing says my water broke, and yeah. I kept my baby shower banner, my baby shower confetti, some gift tags from presents received at the baby shower. Oh, one of the babies has escaped. I kept another banner that was up at my baby shower. It's just a foil baby shower banner. I kept a tag that says ready to pop, thank you for sharing in our special day. I made all of Poppy's baby shower favours, and it was just popcorn in a pretty bag, tied up with some pretty ribbon, and it just said ready to pop on it because I was ready to pop. We also played the baby bucket list, which was just people had to write an idea for us as a family to do. Bring baby to Fleetwood and you can have a seaside break. My nan. So yeah, that was the baby bucket list one. We also did a game of baby stats and predictions and wishes for baby on the back. And I kept all of those as well. And the closest winner was actually my brother and his wife, guessing the 27th of April, and Poppy was born on the 28th, but I did go into labour on the 27th. I just have a card from my baby shower, a little onesie, vest. It says, it's my crib and I'll cry if I want to, and people just signed it. So this is the back. Bert May. Yeah, that's that. I have three bows actually, from presents while I was pregnant. The ladies I work with kindly did a leaving meal for me, and this was off the beautiful flowers that they gave me. This card they also gave me at that meal as well, with some money in. And even to this day, ladies, if any of you are watching, I still really appreciate everything that you did for me. Another good luck card from when I left work as well. What's this one? You're leaving to be a mummy card. And then finally in the bottom of here, all I have are cards from when I was pregnant. These are Christmas cards, and they all just say Becky and Bump, etc. on, so I kept those.